Hello, 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 hello. Hey, everybody. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. If you are able to join me live, say hello and tell me where you are chiming in from. It's your girl, Bridget. Hello, 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 hello. I'm going to do some invites and get a few people in before I get started. But I hope you all have had a beautiful day. It's been a beautiful day here on the Gulf Coast in Mobile, Alabama. Not a cloud in the sky. We have had great weather all week long. So, first thing I want to say is happy birthday to my baby sister. It's my baby sister's birthday. Happy birthday, Joydale. She is all the way in Indiana, so she's going to be celebrating tonight. So, turn up, sis. Enjoy your birthday. In Indiana, so she's gonna be celebrating. Wait a minute. I'm trying to do some invites because the algorithm is so slow. So if you can hear me, leave me a comment, say hello, so I know you can hear me. You can hear this good jazz playing in the background that doesn't have any restrictions because it doesn't have any words. So I don't own this music anyway, just for future reference, because Facebook do not like to let people play music, but I like music, y'all. So I'm gonna find a way to play some music. All right. I got a keyboard over there on the other side of my room, and I actually want to learn some more about playing myself. That's a little goal of mine. If y'all know me, I grew up singing, and I love music. I love a lot of different kinds of music, but I have some jazz playing in the background, so I wanted to jump on. Welcome, YouTube. Those of you all are watching on YouTube, welcome, welcome. And we are live on Facebook as well. See if I can. See what I can celebrate. Gonna be celebrating tonight. So let's see. Gonna be celebrating tonight. So let's see. Okay. Technology. Well, all right. Since this is recorded, you can always go back and as you come in, if you are in and you stay in and you can hear say hello, you can comment. I can see your comments whether you are tuned in on YouTube or on Facebook. I just wanted to share from my topic today. And that topic today is to believe in yourself. So I wanted to share a little bit about my week, y'all. And really, I've been kind of processing through this for the past couple of weeks for myself. I am uh I have been I would say for the past 6 years I have been a publisher. I'm also an author. I help people write books, and I written books myself. And I kind of got into a space this week where I was just like, do I want to continue to do this? Do I want to keep doing this? Because I had a few challenges over the over this year. I had a few challenges with that particular business, but nothing that was like detrimental or anything. But it was just challenging. I'll say that, but I was just like, do I really want to continue to do this? And, I could really make more money, or I can build more revenue doing other things. But doing books for me was never about getting rich, because that wasn't the purpose behind the books. When I did my first book, I didn't know a lot about it. I was excited, and I went with a company that I was not pleased with their service. And so I paid that company off. I paid them in totality for, what the service that they provided to me. But it was expensive, and I didn't get anything. I didn't get a continued service. And so I learned how to do publishing myself so that I could help other people who were like me, who wanted to tell a story, who have a story, because some of us have amazing stories of triumph. Some of us are great fictional writers. I have helped a lot of people to bring ideas to life from fiction to real life stories. My stories are real. They are my also write about my life. But I have a great author, Stacy Page. Shout out to Stacy. She's my sister from another mister, and she's an amazing writer, and she writes fiction so good. And she leave you hanging on the cliff every time she write a book. So it's like really amazing to watch where we came from to now. But y'all, I went through it a little strong this past in September, where I was just really questioning, am I really doing the right thing? Am I making a difference? Um, just being transparent, I have, shared what I knew, and I look around, and not to say that I'm uh jealous or anything, but I see other people advancing, and what I share, and I'm just like, okay, God, so what am I doing? Am I making any difference in what am I doing? I really began to question myself. My, you know, my you got it, girl, wasn't going on this week, a lot. And so I really began to get quiet, y'all. I really began to pull back and just really search my own soul and just rest, because I needed to build myself up. I needed to pour into my own cup. I needed to build myself up to know, that I was making the right decisions, because I'm at a space. In a few months, I'm going to be a grandmother for the first time, and I'm just like, I felt like, am I doing anything that's going to make a difference in the world, or am I supposed to be making making a difference in the world? I just began to question everything about myself. Some things were happening in my personal life. I don't know if anybody else gets like me, where you just really question your whole existence. Like, why am I here, God? Like, am I really here to do this thing that you said do? And I know I hear God well. And when I hear God, I move and I obey and I do what God tells me to do. And, I have been serving, but I'm just like, I just really wanted to know that I was doing the right thing. And so today I had a situation that I had to take care of, and it was really, really stressful. And I was really, really just like, Lord, um, I really wanted to in doing things now. I'm aware of myself. I'll say this. I don't always put the blame on everybody else. I always question and ask myself, where is this coming from? So the feeling of not being enough, I had to ask myself, where is this coming from? Like, is this a flaw in me, or what is it that I need to get to the root of? And I wanted to really take a hard look at Bridget, y'all, and just decide what is it that I'm doing that makes me want to question my worth and my existence in the world. I really wanted to know, am I really, making a difference in this world, doing what I do and just being who I am. So like I said, I took the time to pull back and to just be, to just enjoy, being me, resting, get extra rest after work instead of coming home. Cause I would come home and sit at this desk and do this all day long and don't get any rest. Don't do anything enjoyable. And some of these things, I've been learning since 2013, personal development. I've been learning that, and I know certain things to do for myself, but it was just like I don't know what it was. It was just in September, it was a challenging month. So this is the resolution. Today, I got a phone call this morning, and it was a potential author, and she reached out to me, you understand? And I was so, amazed at the conversation that we had and the way that she spoke into my life. And I hadn't talked to this particular lady. I hadn't talked to her at all. And I was just amazed at how God used her in that moment to come and encourage me to not give up. And I told her, after she talked to me, that I was really on the verge of just giving up. Like, this part of my business, I do a lot of different things in business, so I could focus in other areas. I was like, maybe I should learn something else, something else to do. But I was going to give up on this part. And like I said, I never got into helping people do books to get rich. That was not the goal. The purpose was to help people tell their story. Somebody like me who have overcame abuse in a lot of different ways. I'm still growing. I'm 45, but I'm still growing. I'm still learning. I am not above learning something else. So, you know, to have real stories that can help real people in the world was something big for me. It was important to me. And I wanted to be able to serve in that capacity because every time I help somebody get the message that God is giving them to get out, because I believe it's enough in this earth for all of us. It's enough room, it's enough wealth, it's enough abundance. God not running short of nothing. Y'all, God not running short of nothing. Like the water is not running out in the ocean. The sun haven't stopped shining. The moon is still shining. The stars are still in the sky. We still got breath in our body, those of us who are here. And so I just got encouraged today from this person who wanted to do her book, and she just really spoken to me. And me personally, I didn't even know the lady was watching me like this young lady. I did not even know I was on her radar. And I just thank God for having that encouragement there. So as somebody encouraged me, I want to encourage you to believe in yourself. If you have a gift or a talent, and you do that gift or talent, after work, because y'all know I drive a truck, but I come home and I run my business when I get home. So, whatever gift or talent God has given you, believe in that. Don't give up. Don't be hard on yourself. If you need time to rest, but don't quit. You know what I'm saying? That was a poem I recited, "Don't Quit," in middle school, and won a middle school a poetry competition from that poem. And that's been one of my favorite poems over my life is "Don't Quit." I have been through an insurmountable amount of things in my life that, honey, we don't have enough time tonight for me to go through it all. But the things that God has brought me through, It's testament enough that I have purpose in this earth. But we do get in those moments where we question, and wonder why. But it's in those moments that we have to open our own mouth. And sometimes God sends angels, just like He sent one to me this morning, right in the very moment that I needed. My son was in the car with me, and to know what we were dealing with this morning, for God to send this young lady to me this morning, right in the very moment that I needed it, it was a reminder that God loves me, first of all, and God loves you. You're not in this world by yourself. I don't care if you single and you ain't been married and you don't have a companion, you don't have a girlfriend, you don't have a boyfriend, you don't have a dog, you don't have a cat, you are not in this world by yourself. You're not in this world by yourself. God loves you. And I promise you, God will always affirm you. As God affirms you, affirm yourself. I started making posts this week on Facebook, releasing the things. I realized I started to identify where those feelings were coming from, and I started to release them. And the more I released them, I made space for God to come in and fill that space where I had released those things that were not serving me. The feeling of not being enough, I had to release that. The feeling of being inadequate, I had to release that. The feeling of not speaking up for myself, I had to release that. The feeling of worrying about what somebody else think about me, I had to release that. Release whatever it is that's not serving you, so that you can grow, so that you can continue on the path that God gives you. And I don't care if your numbers are not high on these social media platforms, it doesn't matter. Do the work. I do the work a lot behind the scenes, and I can't compare myself to nobody else. And that's something that we do that's not good. If you want to see your path, stay on your path. Don't compare yourself to nobody else. Don't compare yourself to this one over here, because you're on your path and they're on their path. So I had to release all those things that were not serving me. And we have to do this all the time. You growth is not a one-day process. You understand? Shout out to Mr. Motivator. He asked me one day in our LCA call, he said, what did Jesus do for the fig tree? The fig tree that stopped growing, Jesus cursed it because it wasn't yielding any fruit. And when we start to question the validity of our own life based off of what we see in other people's life, we curse ourselves by questioning it instead of digging in, tapping in into what God has already placed on the inside of us. There is enough on the inside of you to change your world completely around. Believe it or not. The God that created all there is, all there will ever be, and all that will come, the God that creates all of that resides in you. And if you believe that, tap into that power. Tap into that power. Tap into that power. Tap into that power. Tap into that power and be lifted up. And so when I was having my moment today where I was facing something hard, God stepped in. As I said, I released all of those things that wasn't serving me, and just right in the moment that I needed it, God sent the person to speak a word into my life to encourage me. And I just wanted to stop today to encourage you, to one, tell you you are enough. You are enough. You are enough. You are enough. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. Don't look to the left or the right comparing yourself, but look within and find God. Okay? Don't compare yourself. Don't compare yourself. When you start to feel like you're not enough, identify what that is causing you to feel like you're not enough. Identify that thing. Write it down and release it. Write it down and release it. Let it go. Let it go. I got a statement that I say All the time I say flush that shit. And shit stands for stopping harmful internal thinking. That's my acronym for shit. Stopping harmful internal thinking. So you flush that. Cause that shit don't serve you. It don't serve you. It doesn't serve you any purpose at all. So stop that harmful internal thinking. Identify what it is and where it's coming from and release it so you can make room for the blessing to come in, the reminder to come in, the and you can tap in also as well to the God within, because if you are looking for God, this is my advice to myself and to anybody that can receive it. If you are looking for God, take a deep breath. Right there. That's where God is. And that's what I wanted to share with y'all. I hope you all are having a great Saturday. This is recorded and it's recorded on YouTube and on Facebook, so you can go back and watch it. If you're not tuned in live, I didn't get any comments, so I assume that means you're either watching football or you're having a really good Saturday. So that's a good thing. And you don't have time to be on social media. And you'll probably see this after I'm done with the live. But listen, I hope something I said was encouraging to you, because even after a tough and questionable week, God showed me today that his love is so amazing, and I'm so grateful for the love that God has for me, and letting me know that yes, I do have purpose on this earth. I do have a reason for being here. If I'm not making a difference in nobody else's life but mine, I've done a great job. And obviously it's somebody out here that loves me. You know, sometimes we get in our feelings and we start feeling like we out here by ourselves, but you are not alone. In the words of Michael Jackson, you are not alone. God is here with you, honey. Just take a deep breath, tap in, do what you need to do, rest, reset, and release anything that is not serving you. It is your girl, Bridget. I hope you all have a blessed weekend and enjoy your weekend. Do something that makes you smile. Do something that makes you happy. Do something that brings you joy. I know I am. Bye, y'all.